Namaskar, Adab, Sat Sri Akal, hello and a very good morning to everyone listening to me. Myself, Diksha Chugh, a proud Indian citizen living in Haryana. I'm grateful that I got the opportunity to share my views with you all on the topic independence. Independence is often confused with freedom, though they are not same exactly. Once, I saw a beggar outside a hospital. He was walking barefooted in the scorching heat of June. Was he free to move such way? Obviously, yes. Was he independent? No, certainly not. Despite being a citizen of an independent India, being a citizen of such an independent country, he is not independent to have a meal for 2 times. There are a number of people like him who are not financially independent. India ranked 94 in a list of 107 countries and continues to be in the state of serious hunger. The index was published by Global Hunger Index. Many NGOs are working towards it. Some are providing meals at a very low cost of rupees 2 or rupees 5. We can hope for better in this category. Let us now talk about the freedom of women. After all, we are one of the very few countries where women were given equal political rights since the very first day of independence. Even in America, which is considered to be a global superpower, women had to wait for years to get equal voting rights. But when the constitution of our country was being made, there was no scope for discussion on such matter. Independence to all genders appeared to be true on July 8, 2017, when a 29-year-old Joyita Mandal from West Bengal became first transgender judge of a Lok Adalat. But how can we say that we are completely independent? Still, a girl is afraid to step out of home without the assistance of her father, brother, or husband. Our freedom gets tarnished when some people sitting at a very honorable position in our country make shameful remarks on our way of dressing. What does this independence mean for our women? Still, sometimes I feel utmost proud when elections are being held in our country. Many kind of dirty tactics are adopted by various political parties. But no one sees that the party getting lesser number of votes accepts its defeat peacefully and changes government overnight without any bloodshed. Emergency imposed on us in 1975 was no doubt a black mark in the democratic history of India. But general elections were held after that, and the Prime Minister of that time had to resign even from the post of a member of a parliament. I can't deny that there are innumerable shortcomings in our system. Media, which is considered to be the fourth pillar of democracy, is staggering somewhere. India ranked 142 among a list of 180 nations released by World Press Freedom Index and continues to be in the country where journalists are in most dangerous condition. They are no free to speak. They are no free to say anything about our politicians. It is disheartening to say that many people are killed in communal riots. We are continuously being befooled in the name of religion. But are we blind? Can't we see the real issues? The TRP of news channels which telecast never ending, insignificant communal debates discloses too much about our interests. We are far away from the independence that Nehru, Gandhi, and Patel dreamed of, for which Bhagat Singh had lost his life. But merely criticizing the system will not serve the purpose. We have to be independent in our thoughts and actions. Enjoy the blessings of freedom and independence, but also do your part and work hard to appreciate it. Thank you. Namaskar. Jai Hind.